What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I got some awesome guests here, Boris and Amanda Palomino. What's going on, guys?
Hey,
What's
Serge.
up, Serge? Thanks for having us, man.
Of course. Yeah, no, thank you for showing us your facilities and here in California. But I thought it's cool to just sit down with you guys and hear more about where you guys started from, your guys' background, how you guys came to be here in California. Is this where you guys grew up? Is that correct?
Yeah, I've lived here my whole life. Boris has a different story, though.
I'll let you finish your story.
That's it. I lived here my whole life. I
Yeah,
grew
because
up.
that was a childhood home
Yeah,
that we toured.
exactly.
Okay. And then Boris, what's kind of your background? What was
So I was born in Mexico.
Okay.
I came to the U.S. when I was 7 years old and basically lived in California my whole life. So for me, the U.S. is home. I like to think of myself as the American dream is not dead because, started from nothing and here we are.
what did your guys' parents do growing up?
Yeah, my dad was always an entrepreneur. He actually grew up in Lebanon and came here when he was 20 and met my mom at a gas station, of all places. He ended up owning gas stations from nothing as
Wow.
well. So I kind of learned that entrepreneur spirit watching it growing up. But I also saw a lot of nights where he didn't come home because he was busy working and he missed out on a lot of holidays and a lot of family time. And so I always said if I owned my own business, I wanted to do the opposite and spend time with my family. And it's kind of how we got our start in our business, actually.
Wow, that's amazing. And your parents?
So in Mexico, my mom was in the medical field and my dad was an entrepreneur as well. But as you know, in Latin countries, things go sideways real quick, real fast.
Yeah.
And so we had to, come over here. And in here, my dad at first managed the restaurants in Beverly Hills.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then that's why I grew up like in the restaurant industry. That's why I love Italian food. But anyways, that's besides the point. And then those kind of went under for whatever reasons. And then he worked odd jobs here and there.
Yeah.
Worked for CVS for a while and then just retired. He had to work 2 to 3 jobs at one point because he decided to put me in a private school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he thought I was going to be something. But that didn't pan out very well. I was kind of like a screw up in school.
Yeah.
But
Well, you are something now.
well, I am. Yeah. And, I always say like
Turned out.
college and all that is kind of a scam. But anyhow, so yeah.
Do you guys come from big families? What's kind of the dynamic there?
No, I don't come from a big family at all.
Just you?
A few siblings and my parents, that's it.
Are any of them entrepreneurs?
Amanda
think
was
they're-
the pick of the litter.
I think, real estate, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You, Boris?
I have 2 siblings.
Okay.
I have both of them are older. My sister actually is the one that mentored us into the RCFE industry.
There we go.
She owns 2 homes in West LA. Her and I were really close. Actually, all of us were really close. We kind of work with each other and network.
Yeah.
My brother is just, around. I guess.
It happens to
We'll
all
leave
of us.
that one alone.
Yeah. And then how did you two meet? What's the story there? I always love this because I think couples that work together,
Yeah.
it's just like, I think there's no better like bond between couples. I even see that with my wife now
Right.
and how well we work together. But then obviously it's like you really want to test your relationships, get to business together.
Oh, absolutely.
So like how'd you two meet? And then, I would love to hear that.
I was 19 in a sorority in college, and I was at a sorority party at a 21 and over club.
There we go.
And that's where I met Boris, who attended the sorority party. And we kind of just hit it off that night, I think, right?
You fell head over feet over me.
Head over
That's really what
feet.
happened.
No, I love telling this story because you want to know how true that statement was.
It's very true. You're here.
Boris asked me for my phone number, whips out his flip phone,
There we go.
types in my number, misses a digit, turns the phone, shows it to me and says, "Is this your number?" And I look at it and I just felt so bad because I was actually supposed to be there with the bouncer that night who was working the door. And I spent all night with
You're
Boris
dating a
and stuff.
bouncer?
I think so.
He's now finding out.
Wow. You said it was the promoter. Now you're down.
Maybe it was,
now it's down
maybe
to
it
the
was
bouncer.
the promoter. It was someone. I don't know
Could
what
be
their
next to
job title was.
dishwasher.
I mean, it wasn't an official job title either. So Boris shows me his phone. He's like, "Is this your number?" And I look at it and I felt kind of bad. And I'm like, yeah, that's my number, but I knew it was missing a digit.
Messed
And
up, Amanda.
it was, I was
wrong.
19. I wasn't expecting to meet my husband at a club. And
Just trying to have
It was a
fun.
dingy club too, dude.
it was.
Those are the best.
Oh, no. Oh gosh, it was such a bad area.
What does that say about the promoter or the bouncer that invited you there?
Equally as bad. I'm sorry if you're seeing this now. But Boris calls me like a day or two later. I
How
was
if
in
you
the
got the
car.
number wrong?
He
you
sat
ask
down.
around?
No, he didn't know a single person I was there with. Sat down and wrote down every single possible combination.
Was it just going to like voicemail or just this number is not
No,
connected?
no. So what happened was, I'll go back a little bit. We weren't even supposed to go to this party. we had a mutual friend. So it was like two other guys. We were supposed to go out to a bar, just hang out, whatever, right? And our high school friend called us, and she's like, "Hey, we're having a sorority party. Can you guys come support?" And we're like, "Yeah, whatever, we'll go." We're like, "We'll go support Jennifer for a couple of hours, and then we'll bounce." And this is a dingy place. It was terrible. Like I don't know how familiar you are here with LA, but where the Farmer John's factory is, where they have all the happy pigs outside, and they're really slaughtering them inside. It was right next to it.
Wow.
So the smell was just putrid. It was just, I don't know where the hell.
Is this like an underground club?
I don't know. Like,
No, I think
I think it's like a club. It just
Yeah.
happens
Like
to
a
be, I think, like in
warehouse club.
Vernon
It's
not
or
around
something like
anymore,
that.
huh?
Yeah,
No,
it
of course
wasn't like
not.
sexy
Not for long.
Hollywood. Like
No.
it was terrible. So, anyways, we walk in, we hang out, and I'm about ready to go, and then my buddy decides to have one too many drinks, and he comes over and he's like, "Hey, Boris, look, meet the Amandas." Apparently, he met Amanda and her friend Amanda, which was her roommate. And so then, I was like, "Oh, she's kind of cute. Let's chat." And back then, she would laugh at all my jokes. That kind of stopped. But anyways, that's besides the point. No, we'll
Still
get into
laughing,
that.
dude. You still got it.
Yeah. And yeah, we just started talking towards the end. She never mentioned to me, one, that she wasn't 21. Two, that she was supposed to be there with the promoter, which it was his birthday. I think they sang happy birthday to him.
Oh,
She
that's
Yeah,
right.
that's what he said. And then going back to the phone number, the next day I was taking my parents to Vegas just, for shits and giggles on the weekend.
Yeah.
As I was driving to Vegas, I was so excited that I got her number because at the time I was single. I didn't care. There was something about her that I was like, oh, she's pretty cool, special. I really liked her.
Yeah.
And I just checked my phone and I was like, because I had the 3-day rule. Like, don't call them for 3 days. I don't know. It was kind of stupid. Anyways, so I checked. I'm like, man, I'm missing a number. This sucks. So when I got to Vegas, I sat down at the MGM Sportsbook and kind of wrote down like a bunch of numbers of potentially where it could be. And then I remembered my phone, the one didn't work. So you really had to press it down to get it to work. And I'm like, there's a one missing somewhere. And sure enough, there was a one missing. So then I called, I think I called like 2 or 3 numbers. None of them picked up. Finally, I got to one of them and she picked up. And I'm like, Amanda? And she's like, yeah. I was like,
She's like,
oh.
crap.
I'd be like, shit.
No, not at all.
Stalker.
I was not at all. I was in the car. I picked up your phone in shock that you had even dialed me. And my first thought was, I'm going to marry that man.
Wow.
I knew it.
And
Nobody.
your thought was just like, oh, I got her.
Yeah.
Got her on the
I
phone.
got the phone number.
Yeah. Dang. And then shortly after, how long did you guys date?
We were married within 2 years. So I got married when I was 21. We've been married 17 years. We've got 2 kids, ages 8 and 10. 2 dogs, one that you saw trying to jump over a damn fence.
We just got that guy.
Yeah, he's new to the family. He's still getting used to the yard. Yeah. And then in business for 10 of those years.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a ride.
Yeah. Sounds like it. From the day you guys met
Yeah.
to now, huh?
It's been fun.
So it's interesting because our second date, I'm a huge Cowboys fan, unfortunately, for, a lot of people out there that don't know that. Now you do. Anyhow. And our second date was, I took her to Dallas to catch a Cowboys game. That was our second date. Mm-hmm. And she told her parents she was going on a girls trip.
Smart.
Yeah.
So that was, we ever since then we've been vacationing a lot, travel a lot. We do a bunch of stuff together.
Yeah.
So
Been a fun ride.
it's been fun. Like it's not all
Right.
puppies and rainbows. There's times where, especially now that we work together, the fur starts to fly, as I
Yeah.
like to call it. But
So did you guys, that first home that you guys started, what year was that in?
2014. Well, yeah, 2014. My daughter's 10 years old.
2015. 2014 is when we started the process. Because back then it took a
2015
long
is when
time.
we
you
officially opened.
licensed, yeah.
Licensed in 2015.
Did you guys start any other businesses prior to that?
No.
Yeah, the
I
shoe
mean,
business.
a couple, like we sold stuff at swap meets together. We would buy pallets at warehouses and
okay.
and set up shop with a
That's actually
canopy
a pretty
and
poppin' business now, especially out in
Yeah.
Arizona.
oh, is it really?
Yeah, they're like these consignment places.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
we
what we were
tried
doing.
that on a smaller scale.
We did okay.
We did
a few
okay. I
pallets.
mean, it paid going out and a little bit of our
Yeah.
lifestyle at the time, which wasn't much, but it was enough for us.
Did you? Is that when you guys would say you had like the entrepreneur bug, or when did that kind of kick in for you guys?
Definitely then, because we always knew that we wanted more.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we were starting a family of our own, we were married at the time. We were married for like 7 years when
Yeah,
when
we were
Reagan
married
was
for a
born.
while before we had the kids.
Yeah, we traveled a
and
bit
did a bunch
and
of partying
enjoyed.
up.
Yeah, it was a good before kids moment. But we just, I always knew I wanted to be a business owner, so we threw around the idea of owning laundromats. That was something that we wanted to get into back then. It just never happened. And then when his sister came to our house one day, she looks around and she's like, "This is a great setup. It was a 3-bed, 3-bath house, huge living room, family room, kitchen. It was a big house for us at the time because it was just the two of us."
Yeah.
She's like, "This would be great for a facility. Why don't you think about it?" And we're like, "No, absolutely not." Like that, senior, I've never even changed an adult diaper. And my daughter, was she even born at the time when we thought about it? She wasn't
No,
even born yet.
You found out you were pregnant the weekend we were taking our initial course
Yes.
to become administrators.
Yes.
Wow.
And I clearly
Yes.
remember our instructor who we're really good friends with, Michael Gorian.
Yeah.
yeah, Michael.
Oh, you know Michael?
Oh, we love Michael.
Oh, Michael's the best. He knows Title 22 and Health and Safety Code.
And now his
like
daughter,
out of memory.
Callie, she's doing initial courses too
she?
now. So he handed the business down to
Yeah,
her.
I think he helped my in-laws with some stuff too.
Oh my God,
Mike,
he's so
Mike
good.
is the best.
Yeah.
He's definitely
So I remember he was like, first of all, do not get into this business.
Yeah.
That was like the first thing, and we were like, oh, shit. And then
Yeah.
he goes, if you have little kids, do not get into this business.
And then here
So,
I
like-
am with like my morning sickness sitting in class. I'm like, I'm not feeling well. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know. Should we do this? Should we not? What are we going to
I was
do?
feeling great. I didn't have an issue.
Oh, yeah, you weren't the one pregnant. It's like, oh my gosh, we're starting a family and a business at the same time. What are we thinking?
Yeah.
But there was no turning back at that point. It was either go back to our normal 9-to-5 jobs while raising a family, only taking, what is FMLA now, like 6 weeks off? Like that's all you get to be home with your
something.
infant? Like I'm like, I don't want to go back to work and only have 6 weeks off. That's like most mothers, most new mothers, they don't want to go back to work. I'm like, what are we going to do? I want to stay home and I want to raise my own kids. And we have all the videos and the photos of starting our first facility with a pack and play in the living room and all my seniors like playing guitar for my daughter and singing and doing games. Like you have a cute little video of her in like a baby carrier calling out bingo numbers for
yeah.
seniors. Like it was honestly the best thing we could have ever done.
I would put her in the little carrier and
Yeah.
would just be working.
Yeah.
I remember one time.
Hammer.
I remember one time Amanda gets home and she sees that our daughter has like a little red dot on her forehead. And I'm like, she's like, what is that? So I was putting pictures up and I had the hammer. Well, I forgot the kid's head was right here. So I'm like hammering. It's like, bink, right on the head. It's like,
Oops.
oops. And she didn't even cry or anything. She was like,
Who was that?
she looked, Reagan.
Oh, jeez.
And Amanda was like, what happened? And I told her and she's like,
Yeah.
because I quit my job first
Yeah.
to start the business.
Yeah.
Amanda was working, but she would go into the office just a couple times a week.
Yeah.
So I was responsible for almost everything in that business. So once we got up and running, I'm the one that, from start to finish, had to learn how to be a caregiver. I already knew how to cook, so that wasn't a big deal. Had to clean, had to just do everything.
What gave you guys the confidence to start, aside from like the fact that like I want to stay home, raise my kids, I want to be a business owner, but like what gave you guys that confidence? Was it because your sister wasn't doing that same process, or what was that?
Yeah. I mean, she had started her care facility not even a year before we did. And she was still ironing out all the kinks. And so we had that one person to really lean on and ask questions as we went, which was really nice.
Yeah.
But we didn't know what we were doing. It's not like his sister lives an hour from us.
Yeah.
So it's not like she could come over every day to help guide us and hold our hand through the process. We were just kind of figuring it out as we went. But we've always been like, is it hard? What's the right word? It's not hard-headed, but just determined and confident that we wouldn't let it fail.
Yeah.
Like failure was just not an option for us.
Do you think having Reagan was a big like motivating factor for that? Like knowing like, okay, we got a kid here, like that we have, like, cause you
Yeah.
just quit your job.
Yeah.
You're still working yours.
Yeah.
Was that a motivating factor for you guys too, to just do those
Not for
hard
me.
nights and long nights? And
You know what? Yes, because we had always said when we started our business, our kids were so young. They didn't know we were living in a 300-foot room. They didn't care that they were sharing a bed with mom and dad, or that they had a pack and play or a crib right next to our bed. Like, they didn't care that they didn't have space or their own bedrooms, or they didn't know the struggles that we went through to start our business. They were so young to see all of that. So we had always said from the beginning, now is the time. If we're going to make any sacrifices, now's the time to make those sacrifices while they're so young.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad we did, because look at our lifestyle now. Because we lived in such a small room, we traveled all the time. We were always out, like enjoying dinners.
Yeah.
We would take the kids out doing fun activities, all the like mommy and me classes and things like that. We were stuck at home often. So it really allowed us to enjoy and explore more, I'd say.
For that's more like a mom thing for you to
Yeah.
be motivated by the kids. For
Yeah.
me, it was more like I don't fail.
Yeah.
Even when I do fall, I learn from it and move forward.
Yeah.
For me, it was just not failing and making a decision where this is what I'm going to do. This is what's going to take me, and I'm not looking back.
Yeah.
I know I was called stupid. I was called dumb. I was told that my idea was dumb when I told my boss that I was going to quit. Now, mind you, I have a good relationship with him, so I don't want to paint him as a bad guy. I still love Chris. He's an amazing guy. But I had former coworkers come up and say, hey, this is the stupidest thing you could do. Hey, you're going to be back in a year. You're going to be back in 2 years. Hey, this is going to, all right, well, good for you, man.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like, I've always set really high standards and expectations for myself. And that was basically the motivating factor. And that still continues to be the case because it's a blessing and a curse. I forgot who I was talking to the other day, and they're like, I feel like I can't enjoy what I have because you set a goal, you achieve it. Then when you get there, you're like, wasn't too bad. Not that goal, not that one. So it is important to kind of stop and appreciate what you have done, what you have accomplished. But to me, I'm just so like driven to get the next one. That's always what has kept me going.
Yeah. And I think it's like when you're looking at where you've come from and how it all started to where you are today, sometimes that alone can either cause contentment or like to be, complacent in the things that you have.
Right.
Or it can cause you to be like, well, dang, if I've done all that, like, why can't I go to that next level? Like,
Right.
why can't I not achieve more? Right. And you're right. It is a blessing and a curse in the sense that because that next level is going to require everything, if not more,
Right.
from you. And to put that on the line again it takes a lot of courage too. I think more than anything. So I would say, like where you guys are at now, I mean, I think it's harder even now than when you guys started to get to that next level, would you say? Because you guys can easily sit back and say, yeah, we're doing good. We have a great lifestyle. You know, we get to do a lot of the things we want to do. Do you feel that that's the case? Or do you feel like, you know what, because I've done everything I have now, or, you know, that I've achieved, that next level is going to be a lot more easier for you mentally and like not having the risk as much? Or how do you guys see that? Do you guys see, I personally think it's harder once you've achieved a lot and you've done a lot for that next level, for the person that like we're driven, right? We're ambitious. We can, for people like us that have that, where it's just, you can't turn it off and you're always striving for that next level, that's not difficult. But I think for most people, I would say if they've gotten somewhere, they've made a little money, they've been able to put, you know, achieve something, I think that next level is not as easy as they think. I think that, what are your guys' thoughts on that? Achieving what you guys have achieved now, and then what that next level looks like for you guys. Because I know I asked you guys what your goals are,
Yeah.
you know, in the next 5 to 10 years, right? Do you guys think that's going to be something that's easier or harder? Is I guess how I'm
Yeah.
trying to phrase the question.
I think with any,
Because you have more to lose
Growth.
now.
You
is how
do.
most people would look at it.
there's more challenges. The larger you grow, there's more challenges that come your way. It really just comes down to, are you able to pivot when things aren't working out the same way that they've been working out all of these years? Because these challenges that you come across, I mean, we hear it often. You know, you have issues with employees. At some point, you need to hire, you know, upper level management to help you manage your business. Are they going to have the same vision as you did when you were able to manage, you know, all of your businesses on your own? It gets to a point where you can't anymore. So you just have to automatically assume that the quality is not going to be the same. And you have to be okay with letting go of that a little bit too, of that micromanaging. I've always told Boris this. I have a thing. I think Boris and I get bored every 2 to 3 years
Okay.
because things are just so good. Our businesses run so smooth that every 2 to 3 years we're like, yeah, maybe it's time to add another one, and then we do, and it kind of the math adds up. Every 2 to 3 years we add a new facility,
Right.
and this last year, instead of adding a new facility, well, we're in the construction of the change of location, but we started our academy.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't have to do that, but we really hit that like 2 to 3 year mark where we're like, well, we have more time now because everything's running the way it's supposed to be. Let's add something else.
So it sounds like it's easier than for you guys to be able to like pivot and go to that next thing.
So I think there's several factors that come into play with that question. One is your ambition. What is your vision? Like, what are you trying to do? Like, how big are you trying to get? And yeah, are there challenges? Yeah, especially now with social media and putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
Not everybody's going to be supportive. Not everybody's going to be like, oh yeah, you know, Boris and Amanda or Serge, yeah, go for it. A lot of people are going to be like, you know what, screw that guy. You know, I don't want to be successful, or, you know, like you have the envious and you have all of these things, you know, you put yourself out there. But this is where you got to be smart about things. You got to have the right mentors. And I think that's something that for Amanda and I, had we had mentors earlier, we'd probably be further along. Now, I mean, we're part of Rich Summers' community. He's a mentor to us. We've been part of Albert Preciado's community. Those two mentors have made a massive difference in just
a short
a year and
period
a
of
half.
time.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's also, you look down at what you're doing for so long that you forget what's around you, right? And the perspective, as simple as it could be, you miss it because you're diving deep into this every single day. And so when you have someone else give you an outside perspective and they have your best interests at heart, it makes a huge difference, right?
Yeah.
And you have to be coachable. How many of us have a successful business and we think we know it all? And we say, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. We're not willing to be coached. We're not willing to take advice. We're not willing to stop and listen. at something that somebody else could be telling us. You're like, whoa, that could completely change your life.
Yeah.
And how many of us are not open to networking? Now, we have to be very careful with networking because there's a lot of people that are out there just to take advantage, right? Like I've myself been a victim of it lately. You know, all these people that you meet, especially here in LA and Hollywood. Oh, hey, brother, there's this and that. And at the end of the day, they try to,
Ask you for money?
yeah, ask for money that they never pay. You know who I'm talking about. But that's okay. You'll get yours. Anyhow, you'll see that a lot.
Yeah.
And you live, you learn.
Yep.
You live, you learn. But you have to, whatever level you want to get to, I really, really believe you need to get that mentor that's already living that life that you want.
Yeah.
It's cliche-ish. Be in the rooms with the people that are living those lives that you want to live.
Yeah.
Right. And set a realistic goal of where you want to be and work for it.
Yeah.
And just know that it's not going to be easy. You're talking about a lot of people, it's harder for them to get to the next level. Well, it's hard to even start.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And this is why, as I mentioned before, this isn't for everybody. Because so many people fail before they even start.
Yeah.
So many people get out of bed and it's like, ugh.
And that's why, it's definitely, it's an interesting dynamic. I mean, I've experienced it personally too, where I think because of where things started, and especially like even with you guys too, that in the back of my mind, I don't want to ever go there. I want to create such a gap between where I started and how things were in the very beginning to where I'm trying to get, where that gap is just so massive.
Right.
That in the back of my mind, I can take my foot off the gas. Then I trick myself into thinking, all right, I've created enough of a gap. But is that gap made up?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Is that just an illusion in my mind? And then when I think about it, I trick myself into saying, well, that gap isn't big enough actually. So then I just go even harder and put my foot on the gas even more. Yeah. So but that's how we are as driven people.
Right.
Most people, and that's what I was saying, because I know the internet is the internet, and everybody there for the most part can look at us or look at other people that are trying to do what, everybody's trying to achieve, which is time freedom, financial freedom, et cetera. Right. But what the reality is it's kind of a curse and a blessing in it. And in that, depending on how you are wired, and I think that wiring changes as time goes too.
Oh, 100%.
Because I remember in the beginning, I was wired a certain way where I was getting hit left and right. And I'm like, I'm dying here. This is what I thought was the worst thing in my life. Yeah. I look back and just laugh about now, right? Right. But that required me to wire and change my mindset. And that's, developed over time. And to your point with having mentors along the way to reshape your wiring and your mindset, how you see things, how you perceive it, what's actually achievable. Right. And then, continuing to level that up every single time. So you're right. I think as time goes on, that those groups that you used to hang out with, the people that you used to talk to becomes less and less. Right. The people that you're trying to truly mimic and truly get to their level or even beyond that, you start surrounding yourself, and those are the conversations you're having. And the reality is those conversations with those people that are at levels that you want to be at, even though those conversations don't happen a lot, but when they do happen, they're deep, they're meaningful, they're purposeful, versus the conversations you're having with people from way back when, all surface level, not much substance, not much depth there, and it's usually always something that somebody needs. Yep. Whether it's a favor, whether it's money, whether it's advice, whether it's, hey, let me pick your brain about this, let me whatever. Yeah. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's just, again, those conversations, you're way past that. And so I've noticed that as time has gone by. And so, I love the fact that you guys are just absolutely crushing it out here. I been following you guys, I know Amanda followed me. Yeah. I think it was maybe a few months ago.
It might have been, because I saw you on a panel.
I don't know what panel.
I think it was with Raul.
With Isabel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that was with Ramon and
I believe so.
I'm trying to think of her name, the assisted living coach on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Denzel, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
No, and following you guys' journey and then eventually finding out you guys are in Rich's community.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm like, what a small world.
I
Like,
know,
what are the
right?
chances, And so being able to finally connect, and I'm like, all right, this is, and then you're right, man. And so I didn't join a community at all. Even with everything that I've done, I never joined a community. And it's obviously because Rich is a close friend and stuff. I
Yeah.
was like, sure, let me join and see what this is all about. And then that just opened my eyes to different things. Like,
Well,
I'm
now
like,
you have
wow.
your own.
Yeah. If it wasn't for me joining Rich's, I wouldn't have probably done mine, because the reality is like I didn't know what that consisted of.
Right.
And again, and that's just asking right questions. And one thing I love about you guys is like you guys asking questions on just different things we were talking about.
Yeah.
And that is a really good sign of, like you were saying, being coachable. Doesn't matter where you're at, what level. But like I've even heard of like Richard Branson and like all these other guys at those top tier levels, right? The elite of the elite, asking people questions.
Right.
It's never about anything they're doing. It's just, hey, how'd you do that? Where'd you get that information?
Right.
How does that work for you? Like asking questions is such an overlooked thing that if with people at the top tier that are collaborating like ourselves and other people in our industry, asking each other questions is going to be what's going to take us each to the next level that we have.
I agree.
So, well, thank you guys so much. Seriously, you guys have been amazing. And I can't wait to see what you guys do next. And we're certainly going to be collaborating a lot more because you guys are coming down in November to
Yes, we
Arizona.
are.
Yeah, I was just
That's
going to
right,
say we're
we'll
going to
be there.
be down there.
Yeah.
Isabel wants us to do a podcast with her, so that should be interesting. That
Yeah,
should be a
that'll
lot
be
of fun.
fun.
Yeah. No, it's going to be a great, I think everybody's going to be there that I think we know in the industry for the most part.
Yeah, it'll be
If not
great.
everybody, but a majority of people. So I'm excited to collaborate with you guys when you come
Yeah,
down
for
and
sure.
let you guys come see some of the facilities I have down there. And
That would be great.
That'd be
wait.
great. That'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
thank you so much, guys. Again,
Serge.
what's your guys' Instagram handles?
My Instagram is the Amanda Palomino.
Or is V Palomino?
Perfect. And you guys are just on Instagram, right? Or are you guys
No,
on
we're
other
on
platforms?
all of them. We're on
All of them, but
little-
like, what is the main one?
Instagram is our
Instagram
main.
is the main one.
Instagram
Yeah.
is the main one.
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, go make sure you guys follow them.
Yes.
They do awesome content. Again, reach out to them. If you guys would tell us a little bit about what you guys have to offer as far as mentorship and like consulting.
Yeah, so our mentorship program right now is exclusive to California. We help people open up residential care facilities for the elderly, 6 beds, as they're known here. And we get you from start to finish until you get your first client.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
We are
Yeah.
partnered with a mortgage company, so if you don't have a property,
Yeah.
we'll help our students acquire the right property at the right place. We partnered with them. We have a lot of partnerships to help our students from acquisition, licensing, all the way to operation. So we show our students the how, not the what of the industry.
Beautiful. Guys, seriously, go check them out. Feel free to reach out to them if you guys need any of those services. And again, guys, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Our
Serge.
pleasure. Thank you.
Awesome.